Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is an entry onto the Bubblegum Diaries playlist. Before I get into the review, I will be attempting to link that playlist down below in the description. This is so you can look back at the previous videos. The main reason for that, monetization. No, that is not the main reason for that. The main reason is the beginning of this Bubblegum playlist is sort of from the beginning to the most present originals, okay? So you're going through the first generation and then the second generation originals. Once I do this review and two more, the history line will be sort of done, and I will go into third generation, which will sort of be all over the place. Different flavors, basically, okay? So that will be linked, hopefully, in the description. This is a review of Bubblicious. This is a 5-pack of bubblegum. Growing up in the 80s, I am very familiar with this format of packaging. People nowadays may not be. I don't really see bubblegum anymore. I'm a little worried, actually, about that. You just don't see it in stores around me. It's all chewing gum, and some of that chewing gum is bubblegum flavored, but it's not bubblegum. So, this is a 5-pack of Bubblicious, okay? This was originally released in 1977 directly because of the through the ceiling sales of Bubble Yum, that had been released 2 years before. So what happened was the American Chicle division of Warner Lambert, which was a pharmaceutical company, came out with Bubblicious because they had well taken note of the incredible sales of Bubble Yum, which was the first soft bubble gum. This would be considered the second. All right. Today, this is a product or under the flag of Cadbury Adams, which is in itself a division of Mondelez. I can never say this. Mondelez International, which has all kinds of stuff. There is most likely something in your kitchen, in a cabinet, in the fridge from them right now, whether I can pronounce their name or not. So, they are of East Hanover, New Jersey, and I still don't see this stuff. I had to order this in. Just to let you know, I do not have any deal or anything with them. I am not affiliated, but I got this from oldtimecandy.com, and that is where basically I have had to get all of the products of this review list thus far anyway, because I can't find the stuff around me, even though this place is across the river from me. So, got a barcode, and over here it is saying to dispose of properly right there, and over here is saying if you want nutrition information, you can visit their website. All right. That said, I went to their website and I cannot find Bubblicious on it. So if you do find it, let me know. Because I was trying to get off their website how many flavors they actually have at present. At one time, Bubblicious had more flavors than you could count on your hands and your fingers and toes. Altogether, they've had 28. All right. Right now, I can only find an online sales presence of 4. All right. They have the original. They have grapes, strawberry, and a watermelon, which you should never, ever buy. Ever. But you may want to watch me when I review it, because that'll probably be on par with, I don't know, Redwood Snuff. So, barcode, obviously, they have just wrapped ends. You do have an ingredients list, which is right there. It does denote that it contains soy. All right. Here is a Best Buy date, which is January 27th, 2022. That is a new edition. They used to not have them. Altogether, I feel like this brand, and this is why I'm a little worried about bubblegum in general, is sort of on its last legs. Like, they're just, well, we'll just keep it going because it's been going so long type deal. The packaging is loose. It doesn't feel like it's wrapped real well. Now, it is a 5-pack, and I am familiar. This is how all bubblegum, like chunk bubblegum. And when I say chunk, I mean like the block bubblegum, not sticks like chewing gum, the little blocks. This is basically how the 3 big brands were sold in the late 70s through the 80s, I guess the 90s. I wasn't really paying attention. In 5-packs that look just like this. They have a little tear tab right here, which I will tear now, and the packaging is loose. It's sort of generic compared to how their wrappers used to be. So this is what you're looking at. That's what I mean by the little block. That's one piece. This wrapper sort of generic. It's not like they used to be. Opening it up. So, unlike the Bubble Yum, which is it's almost powdery, this stuff is a little tacky to the touch. And it's got lines in it. I'm guessing they are aiding in it moving through some piece of machinery during production. But they've even added, like, I guess, like, that's not tacky right there. It's like powdered, though. It's probably like cornstarch or something like that. So, at first, it almost feels like it's gonna like crumble like loosely into the mouth, and then it reattaches to itself. This is an original bubblegum flavor. It's good. This is not, out of the remaining flavors, my favorite from them. I will be doing that under the 3rd generation. It's flavored. It's their strawberry. So, this is different flavor profile wise than the Bubble Yum, but it's just as good in my mind. The Bubble Yum just happens to be the only one I can find locally, and that's because it's made by Hershey, and I'm pretty close to Hershey, Pennsylvania. So, I'm going to toss another one in here. Again, that's what you're looking at. When I was a kid, 1980s, this was my go-to. The brand-wise, this was not necessarily original bubblegum flavor, but Bubblicious was my go-to. Now, when it was released in 77, they originally had a bit of a sales issue. It didn't sell well. They came out with an advertising campaign in 78, though. The Ultimate Bubble advertising campaign, and sales rocketed. And in the early 80s, mid 80s, possibly into possibly into the late 80s, Bubblicious was the big one. It was bigger than Bubble Yum. At least around me, it was bigger than Hubba Bubba. This is what we went for when we went into a store. We ended up with Hubba Bubba or Bubble Yum if they didn't have Bubblicious. It's good. It's soft. It doesn't really harden up. It does lose flavor after a while, but it is basically on the same level with Bubble Yum. It lasts a good bit. The consistency of it is slightly different, but I wouldn't say it's really too far off of Bubble Yum. It does have... I want to put this in a way where it doesn't turn you off, but it's hard to explain. The Bubble Yum has a more natural chicle gum feel in the mouth, chewing it. This is a little bit more unnatural. I don't want to say plasticky, but there is a difference. In general, the Bubble Yum is sort of a powdery, more natural. Even the flavor is sort of muted on it. This is more candy-like, even though we're dealing in both cases with candy, technically. But this is... I've always loved this stuff, with the exception of the watermelon. But this one, I am worried about. It seems like not very much attention. You know, you go to the corporate website, you can't find it on it. It's not even listed. Not that I was able to find. You have packaging that's generic and sort of just like, yeah, that's good enough type deal. And then, now all 28 flavors weren't out at the same time. But they used to average, I would guess, 15 flavors, 15 kinds. Now they're down to 4. And they all have the same packaging, just different colors, and the name of the flavor is different on it. It just feels like they're just... It feels like that Bubblicious is on life support. And it's just a matter of time. So, if you can find it in person, that's even better. All right? Old Time Candy is where I got it. If I can find a good deal on it in the Amazon, to put it on my Amazon storefront, I will. The noise off to the side is Duncan deciding to get some water. But it's a quality product. It's still a good tasting, nothing sketchy about a product. It's just the packaging, sort of no frills at this point. Effort on the company side of things, the corporate entity that owns the brand name, is sort of meh. But it's something I would like to see continue. Now, obviously, I am not a huge, internet influencer. But if you see it in person, definitely. But if you would consider either via my Amazon storefront once I find a good deal on it, or Old Time Candy, or wherever else online that you're able to find it yourself, by all means go to the best deal. I definitely give it a try. Definitely. So that is that. We have 2 more reviews before the historic aspect of this playlist is done, and I will be branching out into basically anything I come across online, elsewhere, flavors. There will be some diet, or not, I shouldn't say diet, sugar-free products, just to let you know. It will be expanding the playlist in general. So I do hope you all are well. I will be back tomorrow night with that. Hope you paused. And I will be back the next night with a bag of Roy Rogers beef jerky. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves. And as always, God bless.